Welcome to Pulse 24. A coding agent wipes a production database, AI-written code hits a legal wall, and malware burrows into the machine learning supply chain.
Big week for trust questions. Let's get into it.
On the 24th of April, a Claude Opus 4.6 agent running inside Cursor deleted a startup's entire production database and all its backups in 9 seconds. The startup, Pocket OS, builds rental car management software. What does this change for teams giving agents infrastructure access?
It changes the trust model completely. The founder, Ger Crane, said the agent admitted it guessed an API call scope instead of verifying.
And one wrong guess cascaded into a full production wipeout?
According to the Register, it triggered a 30-hour operational crisis. Customers could not look up reservations, new sign-ups were lost. The core issue is that most tool chains hand agents the same credentials for routine tasks and destructive ones.
But this is a permissions problem, not an AI problem, right? If you had given a junior engineer unsupervised delete access to production, the same thing could happen.
The fix is the same one you would apply to that junior engineer. Go through every agent's credential scope and make sure no agent holds write or delete permissions on production resources without a human approval step. Railway did recover the data, but you should not need your cloud provider's CEO to save you.
That agent was writing code when it went off script. And right now, AI-written code is scaling fast. OpenAI's president said, per Business Insider, that AI tools now generate 80% of OpenAI's code, up from 20% in December.
80%. And that is not an outlier. The same report has Google's Sundar Pichai at 75%, up from 25% in 2024. This is industry-wide.
So what should leaders actually worry about as that number climbs?
The legal exposure. Volume and legal protection are moving in opposite directions. If a machine writes something without meaningful human authorship, current US law says it is not copyrightable.
I'd assume if you direct to the AI closely enough, you'd still own it.
That is what most people assume, and no court has confirmed it. In March 2026, the Supreme Court left intact the ruling in Taylor versus Perlmutter, which says AI-generated output on its own is not copyrightable. The US Copyright Office confirmed it separately in January 2025.
So if 80% of your codebase is AI-generated, a significant share may sit in a legally unprotected zone.
Potentially, yes. If you are heading into a fundraise or an acquisition, get legal counsel to assess which repositories contain majority AI-generated code before due diligence begins. Do it before your next board meeting.
Meanwhile, in security, malware hit PyTorch Lightning on PyPI this week. What makes a supply chain attack on an ML library different from the usual?
The target. PyTorch Lightning is used to train models, so a single compromised package can expose model weights, cloud credentials, your whole CI pipeline. According to SemGrep's analysis, the malicious code steals credentials and poisons GitHub repositories.
So one foothold gives attackers access to the entire training infrastructure.
Worse. According to the Hacker News, the attack also uses stolen NPM tokens to inject malware into JavaScript packages. One foothold, 2 supply chains. Most ML teams pull latest by default, so they would not have been protected.
SemGrep caught it within days. Does that mean the system worked?
For teams running dependency pinning with hash verification, yes. The action is straightforward. Audit those compromised versions immediately. Rotate credentials on any affected system, and verify GitHub repository integrity. Treat your training dependencies with the same rigor you apply to production deployments.
Quick hits before we wrap. Samsung's chip division just posted a 49-fold profit increase to a record in Q1, and their memory chief warned the shortage will widen through 2027.
If you are planning AI infrastructure builds, factor in longer lead times for memory. Samsung said orders already received show the 2027 gap will be worse than 2026. Lock in supply contracts now if you can.
And around 245 news organisations have now blocked Internet Archive crawlers to stop AI companies from scraping their archived content.
This is the open web quietly closing. The Internet Archive says they are collateral damage, but publishers see it as the last unblocked route to their back catalogues. Watch for this to accelerate, and if your models depend on historical web data, check your training data provenance now.
That is the week. Thanks for listening to Pulse 24, episode 70, recorded the 4th of May, 2026. Anya, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Nate. Plenty to act on this week.
Stay curious, stay informed. See you next time.